Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you're having a good one. Happy Juneteenth. So there's not a lot of news, but there's really impactful news that's going on right now. First bit of news is the SEC dropping its case against Consensys. More importantly, they're dropping their case against Ethereum 2.0. I mean, we kind of knew it was coming, and we're probably kind of wondering what took it so long. Hard to admit when you're taking something on the chin, but I guess Gary Gensler and his cronies had to admit it, and they had to actually create those letters and send them out to the legal representation of Consensys, saying exactly that. That's actually a bigger deal than what people might think, because that was a cloud hanging over Ethereum and its whole network, and now that cloud is gone. And now that cloud is gone, you can actually see movement. And we'll get into the numbers in a little bit, but you can actually see the movement in the markets, right? So that's really, really good news. You want to know who didn't receive good news yesterday? Binance.us did not receive good news yesterday. Binance.us. So let me tell you about a problem I had. So a long time ago, before we had this whole know your customer, anti-money laundering, KYC, AML issue that happened, I had accounts I still have an account technically on Binance, even though I'm not allowed to use it. I have an account on Binance.us, even though because I'm in New York, I'm not allowed to use it. And I had some money I had some digital assets stuck on Binance.us. And I was finally able to make some arrangements with them so I could, get my digital assets back. So I move them with a quickness. Hence, I'm not playing around. It'll be transaction level for centralized exchanges, period. I'm not going to be holding any kind of digital assets on centralized exchanges, even if it costs me more money to move it off. Not going to happen anymore. There's too much that can go wrong. There's too much that can happen. And there are no guarantees that you're going to be made whole. I am not going to be doing that. Binance.us is a prime example of something gone wrong. They're facing regulatory compliance issues across many states. Let me rattle off the states for you. You've got North Carolina, Alaska, Florida, Maine, North Carolina, and Oregon. All because of compliance issues. Wow. But let's put things in perspective. Citi got word that the FDIC is probably going to has rated their data management practices as deficient. They can't seem to get out of their own way. So it's great that, they're trying to move in the right direction. They've downsized and all that good stuff. They need to downsize a hell of a lot more. So when I look at Binance.us trying to figure it out, well, Binance.us doesn't have it as easy as Citi does. And I know some of you might be laughing, but the fact is that the banking industry has a whole set of rules that are already etched in stone, already set and solid, right? Binance.us doesn't have that. They get told after the fact, hey, we don't like this. Hey, we don't like this. Hey, we don't like this. Be nice if you were working with them beforehand. Now, I'm not saying that they're innocent. Not at all. I'm just saying I think it's a bit more of a quagmire for them to work within than it is for Citi to work within the banking industry, let's say. But data management, deficient? Ooh, that's not good. And then I saw an article on CNBC where Jane Fraser was saying that, they've got a lot of focus on wealth management and private banking and all this good stuff. And I sat there, and the one thing that rang in my head was, that sounds like you're moving to become more of an investment bank. So if that's the direction that they're moving in, I can tell you what I'm expecting. I'm expecting for them to downsize even more over the coming years. I'm expecting them to change focus over the coming years. And the one thing I truly hope they do is change management over the coming years. Jane has not had it easy at all. But I think that The hard decisions that she's had to make, she's made. For good or for bad, she made those decisions. I think actually it's going to be for the better. However, I think that the execution could be better. Excuse me. So when I look at it, I'm kind of like, yeah, there's a lot. And then when I look at banks across the board, I'm sitting there and I'm going, okay, Citi is the international bank that's not really international. They're big in terms of people. Their money, their assets under management is small. So right now, I think they probably have like 220,000 people worldwide, right, as employees. Morgan Stanley has 82,000. Assets under management, Morgan Stanley has more. Talk about efficiency. Talk about efficiency. Citi's going to have to get to that level. So if you're looking at 240 versus 82, you got a long way to go. And it's not just getting rid of people. It's about tightening up your business model. And it's not just Citi. It's the whole financial industry. What is banking? What is banking? Where do I get mortgages? Mortgages don't happen at the big banks. Mortgages happen at regional banks, which is why when there's a regional bank problem, it's a really big problem. Okay? So I think that's how you get started. But she had to make some tough decisions. Some really, really tough decisions. Nobody's strategy gets handled, 100% perfectly. Period. End of report, right? On that topic. But she's had to make tough decisions. Hat tip to her for making those tough decisions. Because they should have been made years ago. They really, really should have been made years ago. So on her watch, she's had to do it. And she's executing. So for that alone, yeah, okay. Hat tip. But fix your management. Fix your management. If the FDIC is coming in and they're saying your data management is deficient, fix your management. That's where the problem lies. You might have gotten rid of the right people, right? You might have gotten rid of some of the right people that should still be there, right? And you probably got rid of some of the wrong people. It happens. It happens. But at the executive level, I think that's another place where things need to change, right? And that's not just signaling out, calling out Citi. It's just financial industry wide. When I look at some of these smaller banks, some of these regional banks, and I see them firing on all pistons, getting things done, nobody's perfect, but a lot of these smaller banks are getting good. They're getting good. Looking at Binance.us rather, I think they're done. I think they're done. I said when they first ran into trouble and they got taken to court by the United States, I was like, they're done. They're done in the United States. That's going to open it up for all the secondary players, right? Coinbase being number one, not going to touch them, but it opens up the door to, everybody. Gemini, Kraken, OKX, name one. Opens up the door. And Binance.us, teensy weensy in the US. I mean, I didn't even have a lot of money on there. It's only a couple hundred. But the idea was that, wow, that's still my money. I want my money. That's, manis and petties for the girls. Haircuts for the boys. Well, they're all pretty much grown, but still, you get what I'm saying. It's my money. So those are things that I was looking at. So when I look at the news that's hitting over the past couple of days, these are big things. SEC dropping cases, Binance getting hit on the chin again. Binance should just close up and call it a day. Banking industry with Citi. There's still a lot of improvement there. That also tells me that even though they need to downsize, I think over time, I think they need to bring in new blood, which means that you'll be looking at that. It also tells me that there are other banks in that same space. There are other banks in that same situation, right? Some banks are more well-oiled than others, and hopefully Citi catches up. But I know Wells Fargo has issues. I know other banks have issues. It is what it is. Going to have to step it up. Was it Wells Fargo or was it Bank of America? I don't think there's a bank in the United States, a big bank in the United States that doesn't have some kind of issue that they need to take care of. It's my humble opinion. So when I look at Binance.us, I'm kind of like, you could see that train wreck coming. You could see that train wreck coming. And you saw it coming not because of Binance.us. You saw it coming because of Binance. That's why you saw it, because Binance around the world is having issues with regulatory compliance, which is why they're trying to change their tune. I hope they make that happen. But right now you have other exchanges that are really stepping up to the plate. Really stepping up to the plate. Then we have Ronin Network, right? Ronin is going to be leveraging Polygon CDK, coin development kit, to develop a new coin, to integrate it into their network. Fox News is already using the Polygon CDK to develop its. And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, wow. I told you, I thought I have been saying it for a while now, saying it for a minute. Polygon's making infrastructure moves, cutting deals and things like that are going to make Polygon big. They're cutting deals where it counts. They're cutting deals where they become a part of the fabric. Remember what I told you about connective tissue? These are prime examples. Those are prime examples, and I'm sitting back and I'm all for it. That's right. I'm all about it. What else do we have? The IMF, International Monetary Fund, is out there saying that they believe CBDCs can help the Middle East and Asian countries with regard to getting more people into the banking space, meaning, to have, because they're bankless, not everybody, obviously. But it would make it better. It would remove barriers and things like that, to being, within the banking space. Because, we in the United States, we call them the bankless, and it would address some of those concerns. I'm sitting back and I'm going, you're calling it a good thing when everybody looks at it as control. Yeah. Just sit there and listen to that for a second. It's control. That's what CBDC means to me. Until somebody tells me different, it's control. Because there's nothing that a CBDC can do besides represent a specific country or state, right? There's nothing other than that. There's nothing that a CBDC does that isn't already done within the crypto world right now. Just saying. Then you put that, you kind of look at that and you say to yourself, well, the United States has trillions of dollars in debt and they've got to pay $1 trillion a year in interest alone. No, it's 33 or $34 trillion in debt, and we've got to pay about $1 trillion a year in interest alone. That's unsustainable. And I hear a lot of people talking about, well, the government's got to cut spending. It's always the government's got to cut spending. You don't hear the true side, which is maybe we need corporations, the wealthy, the rich as well, to pay their proper taxes. Period. It's not just about spending less. It's about taking in the money that you should have been taking in. When you hear about tax cuts, every time I hear about tax cuts, I'm like, why are you offering tax cuts? Why are you offering tax deals for this business to do business in a given state? Hey, states, you came together for a reason. Tell all these companies, no, we're not giving you a tax break. Pay your proper taxes so our people can actually eat. How's that? So our people can be educated. So our people can have homes, roofs over their head, have homes. How about that? I know, it's a novel idea. If you read the beginning of my book, I start to tell you about the crypto foundations, right? How crypto got started. If you look at the timelines of when crypto got started. It didn't get started with Bitcoin. It got started in the 80s, right? What happened just before the 80s? You had the 70s. You had major problems with finances. And when Bitcoin came out, what was the problem when Bitcoin came out? I'm not even going to tell you. Just go look it up. 2008, 2009 timeline. Go look that up. Go look that up. What were we going through? And I'm sitting back and I'm just going, this is why crypto exists. This is why crypto is stateless, meaning it doesn't belong to any country. Does not belong to any country. Somebody running around out there talking about, I want all Bitcoin to be made in the United States. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, not ever, but it's one of the dumbest things I've heard. That's not even a thing. It's not even a thing. Let me grasp at some ideas. Let me throw some things around because I actually know nothing about this particular topic. And let me see if I can grasp onto a couple of words, a couple of phrases that will make people stop and look. That's what that was. That's what that was. That's what happens when you do a 180. That's exactly what happens when you do a 180. Ethereum case is going away. It's kind of what happens when you do a 180. It kind of happens when you start listening to the right people and you stop listening to the wrong people. That's why Elizabeth Warren was out there the other day yakking, just yapping all over the place about, this, that, and the other, and crypto this and crypto that. Get your facts straight. Get your facts straight. I think that people need an education of certain things and they should really just go, you know what? Mrs. Warren, if you want a copy of my book, I'll gladly send it to you. I'll send you an autographed copy. Just tell me. I'll send it to you. I think you need a little bit of more background in crypto, right? I think you need a little bit more of a background in what the average person is thinking. You used to know. I don't think you know anymore. I don't think anybody in politics knows anymore. But this is why I invest in crypto, because crypto is a global thing. It's stateless. So when the market went down, what did I do? Had a few people ask me, what'd you buy? They knew I was going to buy something. What'd you buy? I bought one thing that I didn't think I was going to buy, but I did. Doge. I bought a bag of Doge. What else did I buy? I bought a bag of SHIB. What else did I buy? Bag of Ethereum. Yeah. Took easy ways. I was thinking about, sliding in and getting some more Floki. I might still later on. Don't know yet. But those are what I bought so far. Right? I was just like, yeah, let me go do this right quick. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. On that for you real quick. All righty. So when you look at the numbers, you've got just nothing going on over here. You see how it goes down to 2%? Who's down? Toncoin is down 6%. Jupiter is down 4%. Remember, I've got that 5% rule. Jasmy coin down 4%. Jasmy is actually on my list of coins to look at because I might be interested in snatching up a little bit. A couple of people have been like, hey, Eddie, you should look at Jasmy. So I'm probably going to look at Jasmy and see if there's something there. Ranked number 64, market cap of 1.5 billion. Not bad. You know how much work it takes to get over $1 billion? You know how much work it takes to get over 500 mil? Just saying. Another one that I'm looking at is getting into Fetch. Some people will say, well, how come not? Why not Singularity? Why not Ocean? Doesn't really matter. Everything will be flipped over anyway. So I'm thinking about getting into that because I think if you buy now, when they flip, they'll be worth even more. So I think I'll make money even just because of the flip. So I'm thinking about that. The flip is when they merge to become ASI. When you look on the positive side, who's over here? Let's see. Lido is up 18%. We were just talking about an Ethereum name service last night. We had some people that were saying, oh yeah, I got in on Ethereum name service. And in less than 24 hours, they're waking up to a rise of what, 17%? Kudos to you. That's no joke. Let's see, what else do we have that I'm actually paying attention to? HNT Helium I'm paying attention to. Anything having to do with mobile is a big deal. 14% up. Arweave is 13% up. Pendle, something else we were talking about last night. Pendle is up 12%. My man Shook taught me about that. He put me on the Pendle. What else is there? Curve Dow is up 11%. I wouldn't be touching it. Sorry, just not my thing. Aave is up 11%. Fetch is up 10%. Flare is up 10%. Beam is up 9%. Render is up 9%. Shocking. Render is up 9%. They've been having issues, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. I actually like Render, but I wouldn't be buying at this moment. Pepe is up 9%. Maker. Somebody sent me a text late last night. Don't do that. But was like, oh my God, Maker's up. Yeah, 9%. 9%. Some of these coins were up last night after the news broke that the SEC was done with Ethereum. That's a macro event. That is a macro. So let's start from the top. Fear and greed index is all the way down to 64. I suspect that will change tomorrow when we look at it. I expect it to be back in the 70s. DeFi Llama, yeah, still at 124. We're at 122. So it's actually up 2 billion. It's actually up 2 billion. Not bad. What else are we looking at? So if you look at this chart, we've come up a little bit. Who's mad? Look at this. Who's mad? Bitcoin coming up just a hair, bouncing, really, truly bouncing off my bottom right there of 63,719. I mean, think about this. That's really how low we came. That's no joke. That's no joke. A couple of blips, a couple of living there's, and we came back up. This is what people are talking about. Now, imagine if we go back up to 70. Imagine if we can get past 70 again. How much money is going to be made if Bitcoin surpasses 70 and all the other coins follow suit? 10, 20, 30, 40% for some of these coins. I'm just saying. This is why I pay attention. If I'm looking at the big board, you can see who's already green. Somebody asked me last night, what about Near? And I was like, yeah, Near's not bad. I was looking for some long shots last night. I'm still looking for some long shots today. H-bar is up. Brett is up big. But still, they're up big. I want you to think about this. I just want you to put this in perspective. They're up big right now, right? Still, none of these are near their all-time highs. I want you to think about that. So you could have made 10, 20% on some of these coins with the movement they had overnight. 10, 20%. You're not going to get that in the bank. But a little bit of research and you're sitting back and sitting pretty. Bianca, remember all the coins that you told me about? I want you to look at your wallet right now or your portfolio right now and see how well you're doing. In 24 hours. There are people right now that can take a profit. Big profit. Just saying. And we're nowhere near where we're going to be at, from my humble opinion. Right? If you just want to look across the board and look at the numbers, Ethereum's up 55% this year. Year to date, Bitcoin's at 54. They were both in the 60s before. Just saying. So when I look at these numbers, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is some good stuff. I'm looking at Doge. Like I said, I bought some. But Doge is only up 40% over, year to date. A little bit less. Toncoin is up a bit. I'm expecting Toncoin to flip Doge again. But Doge went up. That's why, because it had flipped. They had flipped these positions. Cardano's far away. Shiba Inu is even further away rather. Avalanche is further away. But look at Avalanche and look at Shiba Inu. They're battling over 11 and 12 right now. I'm just saying, when everything starts to really go up, when everybody wakes up and they kind of go, holy moly, the world is actually looking good. Maybe the Bitcoin miners will stop selling so much. That's another catalyst. Bitcoin miners stop selling. Market will really pick up then. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. Hope you like what I'm talking about. Do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget, should I do a show tonight? Tell you what, how about you guys drop me a note, let me know if I should do a live show tonight. If so, if enough people actually say I should do it, then I will do it. I'm just chilling out at home today and enjoying Juneteenth, and I'll be working on my own stuff today. Anyway, everybody, have a good one. Bye-bye.